All right, so get this. We're diving into AI Avatar Crew today, and from what I'm reading, this thing claims to do like everything: customer chats, bookings, even sales, all run by AI.
Yeah, sounds pretty ambitious, like a one-stop shop to automate a whole business.
Exactly. And this review you sent it's packed with details, features pricing, even a case study from somebody who actually used the thing.
Oh,
So,
wow. Okay, so we'll break it all down for you guys
yeah,
to figure out what's real and what's maybe a little bit hyped up.
sounds like a plan.
Where should we start?
Well, the core of it all seems to be this thing called Assist 360. You feed it your company info, PDFs, website links, that kind of stuff, and it's supposed to learn to handle customer interactions just from that.
No coding required.
No coding needed, instant AI expert.
Well, that's a fascinating idea. It
Yeah.
taps into a concept called machine learning.
Oh, yeah.
It's like imagine giving a super fast reader all your company materials and saying, become an expert overnight.
Right.
But how much can they really understand from just reading? That's the key question here.
So not magic, it's more like really advanced pattern recognition.
Exactly. Assist 360, it tries to find connections in the data you give,
Yeah.
it builds this knowledge base, and the review says it can then use this knowledge to do things like handle chats, schedule bookings, even close sales.
Wow.
But the question is, how effectively can it actually apply that knowledge?
Okay, so that makes sense. So if I upload like a product brochure, could it really answer a customer's like complex question about that product? Or is it more for simple stuff?
That's where we run into some limitations of AI. I would say it's probably better at handling routine inquiries, providing basic information,
Okay,
maybe guiding customers through a simple process like booking an appointment.
makes sense.
But for highly nuanced discussions or complex questions, you're probably still going to need a human touch.
Got it. So it's not going to replace your top salesperson anytime soon, but it could handle some of the more basic tasks, freeing up humans for more strategic work.
It's exactly finding
Yeah.
that balance between automation and human expertise. And that actually brings us to another big feature that the review highlights: multilingual support.
Oh, yeah.
Being able to talk to customers in any language. I mean, that sounds amazing,
It does, but how well does it actually work in practice?
right? I mean, imagine you could expand your customer base globally without needing to hire translators or learn new languages yourself.
Yeah, that's a huge advantage if it works.
It is, but the accuracy and effectiveness of AI translation, especially in a business context, are crucial.
That's true because AI translation has gotten a lot better, but
It has.
yeah,
It
yeah.
has drastically,
You got
but
to manage those expectations, right?
right, I think it can handle everyday phrases and basic conversations,
Yeah.
but nuances, cultural context,
Mhm.
the subtleties of business communication, I mean, those can get lost in translation.
For sure. So maybe don't rely on it to negotiate a major deal in Mandarin just yet.
Probably not. It's better to see multilingual AI as a tool for reaching a wider audience, making your business more accessible, rather than a complete replacement for human fluency and cultural understanding.
That makes a lot of sense. And this is where I think the reviewer's personal experience is super interesting because they actually used AI Avatar Crew in their own business during the beta testing phase.
Oh, wow. So they were a beta tester.
Yeah.
I'm curious to hear about their results. Did it live up to the hype?
Well, they said they saw a significant increase in bookings, better lead qualification, and they even tapped into a new Spanish-speaking market thanks to the AI's translation features.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. Were there any challenges or downsides that they encountered? Because, I imagine it can't all be smooth sailing with a brand new technology.
Yeah, you're right. They did mention that at first they had to spend quite a bit of time tweaking the AI's responses, making
Hmm.
sure the tone and information were on point.
Sure.
There were also times when it struggled with really technical or complex questions from clients.
That's understandable. I mean, AI is still evolving, and it's in those tricky situations that human intervention becomes really important.
Yeah.
So how did they handle those more complex cases?
They set up a system where the AI could flag those inquiries and pass them on to a human team member.
Okay.
It seems like finding that sweet spot between automation and human expertise is key to making it work effectively.
Absolutely. It's all about leveraging AI's strengths while recognizing its limitations. And speaking of limitations, what about the downsides that the review mentioned?
Let's talk about the real pros and cons, because of course no tool is perfect.
Uh-huh.
The review mentions the obvious perks: time savings, 24/7 availability, and being potentially more cost effective than hiring a whole team of humans.
Right. Those are definitely big draws for many businesses. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what we most often associate with AI: efficiency, availability, and cost savings.
Right.
But there's always another side to the coin.
Exactly. You need a reliable internet connection for this to work,
Of course.
which is pretty standard these days, but still worth mentioning. And then there's the upfront costs, which we'll get into a little bit later. But the biggest thing to remember is that AI, at least at this stage, isn't meant to completely replace human interaction.
That's a crucial point. AI should be seen as a tool to enhance and augment human capabilities, not to eliminate the human element entirely.
Right.
There's still a need for empathy, creativity, complex problem-solving things that AI just hasn't mastered yet.
So it's really about asking yourself, would 24/7 availability really benefit my customers?
Yeah.
Could the AI handle the types of questions I usually get? And how much time am I willing to invest in setting it up and making sure it represents my business well?
Those are all excellent questions to consider.
Yeah.
Evaluating your needs
Mm.
and how AI fits into your specific business strategy is key. There's no one-size-fits-all solution.
And that brings us to the part that I think everyone wants to know about: the price tag. AI AvatarCrew has a tiered pricing structure, which is pretty common with software these days.
Yeah.
They have a basic package, then a few OTOs, which stands for one-time offers.
Mm.
So basically, these are add-ons you can purchase to get more features.
Right, it's a popular model for software as a service.
Yeah.
So let's break down what each level offers and see who might benefit from each tier.
Okay, so the basic package starts at $37, which seems pretty reasonable.
That's bad.
But then the question becomes, which of these OTOs are actually worth the extra cost?
Yeah, which ones are worth your money if you're just starting out?
The first OTO is called Avatar Crew Unlimited, and it's $97.
Okay.
This one gets rid of usage limits, so you can have unlimited customer interactions.
Oh, wow.
You can use the AI for multiple businesses,
Okay.
and you get some advanced customization options.
So this tier is for businesses with high volume or those who want to use AI Avatar Crew for several different projects.
Yeah.
That flexibility to really customize the AI could be valuable for businesses with very specific branding or workflow needs.
Next up is Avatar Crew PRO, which comes in at $397.
All right, getting a little pricier.
Yeah, this one includes more advanced AI learning, gives you deeper data analytics and insights, and it integrates with a wider range of other business tools and platforms.
So if you're serious about using AI for business growth
Yeah.
and you want to tap into those advanced capabilities, this is the one to consider.
You also get priority support, which could be a big plus.
Yeah, enhanced analytics and the ability to connect with all your other business tools.
Yeah.
I mean, that can make a big difference in how effectively you use the AI.
Now, this next OTO is interesting. It's called Avatar Crew Agency, and it's $37.
Okay.
This one is for people who want to offer AI Avatar Crew services to other businesses.
Interesting.
It includes things like white label options tools for managing clients and even marketing materials to help you sell it.
That's a smart move on their part.
Yeah.
They're tapping into the growing market for AI services and empowering their users to become providers themselves.
Exactly. Opens up opportunities for freelancers, agencies, really anyone who wants to add AI services to their offerings.
And at that price, it's a low-risk way to see if there's demand for this type of service within your existing network.
Then the final OTO is Avatar Crew Reseller for $47. This lets you resell AI Avatar Crew under your own brand, set your own prices, and keep all the profits.
So it's like having your own software product without having to build it from scratch.
Pretty tempting.
It is, especially since you get to keep all the profit.
Right, but you need to be ready to put in the work to market and sell it effectively.
Right. It's not passive income. You would need a solid marketing and sales strategy to make it work.
The review also mentions that AI Avatar Crew is launching on December 17th, 2024. That's coming up soon. And they're offering some pretty tempting bonuses if you get in early,
Like what?
like free access to other marketing tools and even reseller licenses.
It's definitely worth considering those early bird offers,
Yeah.
but it's crucial to evaluate those bonuses carefully. Are they tools you'd actually use and benefit from, or are they just shiny distractions?
Exactly. Don't get swept up in the launch excitement. Make sure those bonuses align with your business needs before making a decision. Now, I know this all sounds super exciting, but we need to be realistic. No tool, no matter how advanced, is a magic bullet.
You're absolutely right. AI is not a quick fix. It's a tool that needs to be used strategically and thoughtfully.
Exactly. AI Avatar Crew. It could be a game changer for businesses wanting to automate tasks and maybe unlock new revenue streams, but you still need a solid business strategy,
Of course.
great products or services,
Yeah.
and that human touch for those complex situations.
It's about using AI to amplify your strengths and free up your time to focus on what you do best.
So as we move on to the next part of our deep dive, think about what we've discussed so far. What stood out to you?
What questions do you have?
Because in the next part, we'll be getting into the nitty-gritty of how AI Avatar Crew actually works,
Those practical steps involved in using it.
and some of the less obvious benefits it might offer.
Stay tuned. Welcome back to our deep dive into AI Avatar Crew. So we've talked about what it claims to do, the potential benefits, even some of the limitations to keep in mind. But now let's shift gears and get practical. How does this thing actually work?
That's a great question because sometimes AI can feel like this mysterious black box, you know?
Right.
But the review actually breaks down the process into steps, which I found really helpful.
A step-by-step guide can definitely make it seem less daunting.
Yeah.
So walk us through it. What's the first thing you need to do?
Well, step one is pretty straightforward. You get access to your account dashboard after you purchase the software, and then you basically follow the prompts to get started.
Okay.
It seems pretty user-friendly, which is a good sign.
Makes sense. You want to remove any unnecessary barriers, especially when you're dealing with technology that might be new to a lot of people.
Right. But step two is where the real thinking begins. It's all about defining your business needs before you even start configuring the AI. You need to figure out what you want it to do.
Yeah.
Do you want it to focus on customer service, lead generation, sales?
Right.
Having a clear goal in mind will help you set it up for success.
That's a crucial point. And it's often where people go wrong with new tools. It's easy to get caught up in all the bells and whistles and try to do everything at once.
Right.
But if you take the time to think strategically about your objectives and how AI fits into your overall strategy, you'll get much better results.
It's like having a powerful tool in your toolbox.
Yeah,
But you need to know what you're building before you start hammering away.
exactly.
Yeah.
So once you've defined your goals, what's next?
Step three is all about feeding the AI the information it needs. This is where you upload all those PDFs, website links, brochures, product descriptions, anything and everything that tells the AI about your business.
It's like giving the AI a crash course in what you do and how you do it. The more relevant and detailed the information you provide, the better equipped it'll be to interact with your customers in a way that makes sense.
And then step four is where the real magic happens, or at least that's what the review calls it. It's the configuration stage where you customize your AI assistant. This is where you can craft specific responses, define the tone of voice, even add visual elements like images or videos.
So it's not just a generic chatbot spitting out pre-programmed answers.
Yeah.
You have a good deal of control over how the AI interacts and presents itself to your customers.
Right. It's about making it feel like an extension of your brand,
Yeah.
not some robotic third party. You can make it sound friendly, professional, quirky, whatever fits your brand personality.
That level of customization is key for creating a genuine experience.
Yeah.
You know, it's about building trust with customers by making those interactions feel natural and personalized.
Okay, so you've trained your AI. It sounds like it knows your business inside and out. What's next?
Well, the next step is making sure it plays well with others.
Oh, you mean integration?
Yeah.
That's step five.
Yeah.
This is where you connect AI Avatar Crew to other tools and platforms you're already using, like your CRM, your email marketing software, maybe even your e-commerce platform.
Exactly. It's about creating a seamless workflow.
Yeah.
You know, your AI shouldn't be operating in a silo. It needs access to the data and systems that power your business to be truly effective. Imagine if your AI could pull up a customer's order history from your CRM while chatting with them.
Oh, wow.
Talk about personalized service.
It's like having all your business systems talking to each other with the AI as the central hub.
Exactly. And that brings us to step 6, which is all about training your AI. Now, I know we talked about feeding it information earlier, but this is different.
Right. It's like the AI has all the textbook knowledge, but now it needs some real-world experience.
That's a great way to put it. You'll want to fine-tune it for your specific business needs.
Okay.
Maybe you run through some sample conversations, provide additional context, or tweak the responses to match your brand's voice and style perfectly.
Uh-huh.
It's all about getting the AI ready for prime time.
And then comes the crucial step 7, testing test. You got to test it, test it, test it.
Yes.
Try different scenarios, see how it responds, make sure everything is working smoothly before you unleash it on the world.
It's like a dress rehearsal before the big opening night. You want to catch any glitches or awkward responses in a controlled environment, not when you've got real customers interacting with it.
So true. And once you're confident that your AI is ready, you're on to step 8, the grand launch. This is where you integrate it into your website, social media platforms, or anywhere else you interact with customers.
It's like opening the doors to your new AI-powered customer service department.
Yeah,
Exciting and maybe a little nerve-wracking at the same time.
definitely. But even after launch, the work isn't done. Step 9 is all about monitoring and optimization. you need to keep an eye on how your AI is performing. Check the analytics and make adjustments as needed.
The learning never stops, even for AI. The more data it gathers, the better it'll get at understanding your customers and their needs.
It's about constantly improving and refining the AI's responses based on real-world interactions.
And finally, step 10 is all about scaling and expanding. As you get more comfortable with AI Avatar Crew, you can start thinking bigger. Could you use it to enter new markets? Could you offer it as a service to other businesses, especially with that commercial license?
The possibilities are pretty amazing. This brings us back to that Avatar Crew agency OTO we talked about earlier.
Right.
You could use AI Avatar Crew to offer AI-powered customer service lead generation, or even build entire online courses, all enhanced by AI.
It's a great example of how AI isn't just changing how businesses operate. It's creating new opportunities and business models.
It's about staying ahead of the curve and seeing AI not as a replacement, but as a powerful tool to build and grow your business in ways you might not have imagined before.
Now, I've talked a lot about the step-by-step process of using AI Avatar Crew, but the review also highlights some important considerations beyond the technical aspects.
Right, and these considerations are really important for anyone thinking about implementing AI, regardless of the specific tool they choose.
Yeah.
What are some of the key takeaways for our listeners? So we've been digging deep into this AI Avatar Crew, how it works, what it can do, the potential benefits for businesses. But now I think it's time to kind of flip the script a little bit.
Yeah.
Talk about the stuff that might make you hit the pause button.
Right. It's important to acknowledge that no technology is perfect. And AI in particular, it comes with its own set of challenges and considerations that we need to address.
Exactly. And one of the biggest concerns I think people have is the impact on jobs. If AI can do the work of humans, what happens to those humans?
Right.
Are the robots taking over the world?
It's a valid question, and it's one that's been around, I think, since the dawn of automation.
Yeah.
But the reality is, I think, more nuanced than just robots replacing humans.
Yeah.
It's more about AI transforming jobs
Okay.
rather than eliminating them entirely.
So instead of thinking about it as like robots versus humans, it's more about figuring out how they can work together.
Precisely. Some tasks will definitely become automated,
Mm.
but new roles will emerge that require uniquely human skills. Things like creativity, critical thinking, problem-solving, emotional intelligence.
So it's not about fearing the robots, it's about adapting and evolving alongside the technology. And
Exactly.
that probably means focusing on developing those skills that AI just can't replicate.
Exactly. And this is where education and training come in. We need to equip workers with the knowledge and skills they need to thrive in a world where AI is, increasingly prevalent.
Right.
It's about embracing lifelong learning and being adaptable to change.
It's like instead of trying to compete with the robots, we need to learn how to be like the conductors of the robot orchestra.
That's a great analogy.
Right.
It's about understanding how to leverage AI's strengths while recognizing our own unique human capabilities.
Okay, so we've talked about the job landscape. What other potential downsides or challenges do we need to be aware of when it comes to AI?
Well, there are practical challenges too, even if you're completely sold on the idea of AI. Actually implementing it in a business can be tricky.
Yeah.
It's not as simple as just plugging it in and letting it run wild.
So what are some of those hurdles that businesses might face when they're trying to bring AI into their operations?
One common challenge is data integration. AI systems, they need data to learn and function effectively.
Right.
But often that data is scattered across different systems and departments within a business.
Uh-huh.
It can be a real mess trying to get it all organized in a format that the AI can actually use.
It's like having all the ingredients for a delicious cake, but they're scattered all over the kitchen and you have no idea where to start.
Exactly.
You need a recipe and you need someone who knows how to bake.
Exactly. Businesses need to invest in data infrastructure and processes that enable seamless data sharing and integration without that solid foundation. AI can't reach its full potential.
Okay, so data's a big one. What else?
Another challenge is finding and keeping the right people. As more and more businesses adopt AI, the demand for AI expertise is skyrocketing.
Yeah.
Companies are scrambling to find data scientists, AI engineers, and other specialists who can build, deploy, and manage these systems.
It's like suddenly everyone wants to be a brain surgeon, but there aren't enough medical schools to train them all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's becoming a real bottleneck for some companies, and it's not just about technical skills.
Right.
You also need people who understand how AI applies to business and can explain it in a way that non-technical people can grasp.
So you need people who speak both robot and human.
Precisely. and those folks are in high demand.
Okay, so you've got your data sorted, you found your AI whisperer. What's next on the AI challenge list?
Well, the challenge never really ends because the field of AI is constantly changing. New advancements and breakthroughs are happening all the time.
Oh, yeah.
It can be hard to keep up,
Uh-huh.
but it's essential to stay informed about the latest trends and technologies to make sure your AI systems don't become outdated.
It's like trying to keep up with the Kardashians. Always something new happening, but in this case, falling behind could mean your business falls behind too.
Right. It requires a commitment to ongoing learning and development, both for individuals and for the organizations they work for.
So we've talked about some of the potential downsides and challenges of AI job displacement, data integration, the need for skilled professionals,
Hmm.
and keeping up with this ever-changing landscape. It seems like a lot to consider.
It is implementing AI in business isn't a walk in the park. It requires a strategic approach, a commitment to doing it responsibly, and a willingness to adapt and learn as the technology evolves.
But it sounds like the potential benefits might outweigh the challenges for many businesses.
Absolutely. For businesses willing to embrace the challenge and invest in the resources needed, AI has the power to transform operations, boost efficiency, and create new opportunities.
It's about seeing AI not as a threat, but as a partner, a powerful tool that can help us achieve our goals and maybe even have some fun along the way.
Well said. And on that note, I think we've reached the end of our deep dive into AI Avatar Crew. We've explored the hype, the potential, the practicalities, and even some of the concerns surrounding AI.
Our goal was to give you a balanced perspective, the good, the bad, and the potentially game-changing. Now it's up to you to decide if AI Avatar Crew is the right tool for your business.
We've included links to the full review, the creator's information, and other helpful resources in the show notes. Take some time to explore them and do your own research.
And if you have any questions, insights, or experiences you'd like to share, we'd love to hear from you.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.